Students, pulse code modulation की discussion चल रही है and we went through the process of sampling, quantization and encoding, the three distinct steps that make up the process of PCM, our first technique to convert analog data into digital data. Students, अब कुछ बात करेंगे signal recovery की, decoding की. Students, in order to decode and get the original signal back at the receiving end, we need a component of PCM that is called as a Pcm Decoder. Slide पे चलेंगे and we'll see how this decoder decodes, or in other words, recovers the original signal. As you can see, this particular case में what we received is a digital data, which is the result of PCM encoding, sampling, quantization, and encoding. And this digital data is received by the PCM decoder. And the first step of the PCM decoder is a circuitry that you see here. And this circuitry, all it does is it receives the digital data and it holds the data up until all the different digital streams, digital bits are received. Students, the samples, the codes that we receive, they are used to make this signal on the top, and this is called as a staircase signal. So students, PCM decoder का पहला component, which is there to make and connect samples, is it actually holds the different pulses until all the pulses are received and the staircase signal that you see on the top, that is complete. Students, after this, if you remember the low pass filter discussion that we did in the previous topics, then we need a low pass filter, and this low pass filter will actually smoothen the staircase signal into an analog signal. Students, इस filter के अंदर we use the exact same cutoff frequency as the original signal at the sender. So this is your FC, which is the frequency of the original signal which was sent from the sending end. Now students, if the signal that we are talking about, if this is sampled at or greater than, remember the Nyquist rate, if the sampling rate is at, equal to, or greater than the Nyquist sampling rate, which is twice the original frequency, and if we have got enough quantization levels, then the original signal will be recreated without any error. So students, very quickly, there are two things that you need to take care of. The first thing is your sampling frequency should be at least twice the frequency of the original signal, and this is nothing but your Nyquist rate model. Number two is the number of quantization levels. We represent those quantization levels by L. So in essence, if these two steps at the decoder are done appropriately, then the result is an exact replica of what we sent in terms of the analog signal from the sending end. You know, one thing that is noteworthy in this particular case is that the maximum and minimum values of the original signal can also be achieved by using amplification. So you may need a third step here, and that is amplification. That amplification is required to increase the strength of the signal so that we receive the exact replica of the original analog signal.